Have you ever pondered on the early life of the great prophet Muhammad SAW? His tale begins in the year 570 AD in the city of Makkah, where he was born. His parents, Hazrat Abdullah and Hazrat Amina bint Wahb, named him Muhammad, a name that signifies the praised one. Unfortunately, Muhammad SAW never knew his father, as Hazrat Abdullah passed away before his birth. In the absence of his father, his mother, Hazrat Amina, became his world. But even this solace was not to last. Following the customs of Arab society, the infant Muhammad SAW was entrusted to Halima Saadia, a wet nurse who raised him in her village for the first few years of his life. In the open desert, under the clear skies, Muhammad SAW spent his early childhood far from the hustle and bustle of the city. When he reached the age of 4, Halima Saadia returned him to Makkah, to his mother's loving arms. Yet this reunion was short-lived. At the tender age of 6, Muhammad SAW faced a heart-wrenching loss once again, the demise of his mother. This left him orphaned and alone, a child without the comforting presence of his parents. But even in this time of despair, a ray of hope shone brightly for Muhammad SAW. His grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, stepped forward to take care of him. A prominent figure in his community, Abdul Muttalib provided the young Muhammad SAW with the love, care and guidance he needed. In the tender age of 6, Muhammad SAW was left orphaned, only to be taken under the wings of his grandfather. In the midst of loss, the young Muhammad SAW found solace in his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. The loss of both his parents at such a tender age could have been a devastating blow. Yet, his grandfather's strong presence provided both comfort and guidance. Abdul Muttalib, a man of great influence and respect in Makkah, took it upon himself to nurture Muhammad SAW. The bond that they shared was not just familial, but also spiritual and philosophical. Muhammad SAW was deeply influenced by his grandfather's wisdom and kindness. However, this solace was short-lived as Abdul Muttalib passed away when Muhammad SAW was just 8 years old. The young Muhammad SAW had once again to face the harsh realities of life. But as it often happens, when one door closes, another one opens. And in Muhammad SAW's case, this came in the form of his uncle, Abu Talib. Abu Talib, being Abdul Muttalib's son and Muhammad SAW's paternal uncle, stepped in to fill his father's shoes. He took the young Muhammad SAW under his wing, providing him with much-needed stability and protection. Under Abu Talib, Muhammad SAW wasn't just a nephew, but was treated with the love and affection of a son. Abu Talib was a merchant by profession, and as Muhammad SAW grew older, he began to accompany his uncle on his trading journeys. These travels exposed the young Muhammad SAW to different cultures, traditions, and ways of life. It was during these journeys that he began to develop his keen sense of observation and understanding of human nature. These experiences under the care of Abdul Muttalib and later Abu Talib played a crucial role in shaping Muhammad SAW's personality. His early life was marked by loss and hardship, but it also witnessed the nurturing influence of his grandfather and uncle. They equipped him with the wisdom, courage and resilience that would later be instrumental in his prophetic journey. Under Abu Talib's guidance, Muhammad SAW began to explore the world beyond Makkah. As Muhammad SAW stepped into his youth, his journeys took him far and wide. Accompanied by his uncle, he embarked on numerous business trips, traversing the vast expanses of the Arabian Peninsula. These journeys were more than mere commerce expeditions. They were a testament to his character and integrity. Muhammad SAW was recognized for his honesty and steadfastness, traits that shone brightly in every interaction he had. His impeccable character earned him the respect and admiration of those around him, leading him to be known as Al-Amin, or the trustworthy one. Among the many places he traveled to, Sham, now modern-day Syria, was one of the most significant. Here, his reputation for sincerity and integrity resonated, and he was lauded for his upright conduct. His travels not only broadened his horizons, but also laid the foundation for his future role as a prophet. His experiences and interactions enriched his understanding of human nature and society, which would later be instrumental in his prophetic mission. At the age of 25, a new chapter unfolded in Muhammad's SAW life. His integrity, honesty, and successful business acumen caught the attention of Hazrat Khadija, R.A., a wealthy and respected trader in Mecca. She was impressed by his virtues and proposed marriage to him, an offer he accepted. Hazrat Khadija, R.A., was not just his wife but also his confidant and staunch supporter throughout the trials and tribulations that lay ahead. Their union was blessed with 4 daughters: Hazrat Zainab, Hazrat Ruqayya, Hazrat Kulthum, Hazrat Fatima, and 2 sons, Hazrat Qasim and Hazrat Abdullah. It was a marriage that was not just a personal milestone for Muhammad SAW, but also a significant event in the history of Islam. His marriage to Hazrat Khadija stood as an example of mutual respect and love, setting a precedent for all Muslim marriages to come. With his marriage to Hazrat Khadija, Muhammad SAW embarked on a new chapter of his life. In the heart of Makkah, Muhammad SAW and Khadija, R.A., started their family. They were blessed with 4 daughters: Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum and Fatima, and 2 sons, Qasim and Abdullah. Their home was filled with love and respect, serving as a haven of peace amidst the bustling city. Muhammad SAW was known for his honesty and generosity. His integrity was such that it earned him the title of Al-Amin, the trustworthy. His truthfulness was unassailable, a trait that granted him another moniker as Sadiq, the truthful. Such was his character that even in a society teeming with deceit and corruption, Muhammad SAW remained a beacon of truth and trustworthiness. But there was more to Muhammad SAW than his impeccable character. He was a man of deep contemplation, often seeking solitude away from the hustle and bustle of city life. His favorite retreat was the cave of Hira, a quiet sanctuary located on the Mountain of Light just outside Makkah. Here, he would spend hours, sometimes days, in quiet reflection and prayer. These retreats to the cave of Hira were not mere escapades. They were a precursor to something extraordinary. Muhammad SAW was not aware yet, but these moments of solitude were preparing him for a divine encounter. His heart was being conditioned for a burden it was soon to carry, a message it was soon to deliver. As Muhammad SAW neared his 40th year, an extraordinary event was about to take place. Unbeknownst to him, his life was about to change dramatically. His quiet retreats to the cave of Hira were about to bear fruit in a way he could never have imagined. The time was drawing near when Muhammad SAW was to embark on a journey that would change the course of history and leave an indelible mark on the sands of time. In the solitude of Hira, Muhammad SAW was about to receive the first revelation. The cave of Hira, a secluded spot on the outskirts of Mecca, became a sanctuary for Muhammad SAW. Here, he often retreated to meditate, contemplating the mysteries of life and existence. This introspective period was instrumental in shaping the spiritual path that lay ahead. As he approached the age of 40, Muhammad SAW began experiencing dreams that were vivid and clear as the break of dawn. These were not mere figments of imagination, but rather precursors to a divine revelation that was soon to unfold. One fateful night, known as the Night of Power, during the month of Ramadan, an extraordinary event occurred. The angel Gabriel, appeared before Muhammad SAW with a message that would change his life and the world forever. The angel commanded him, "Read," to which Muhammad SAW replied, "I am not a reader." This dialogue transpired thrice, after which Jibril revealed the first verses of the Quran. "Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not." Quran 96:1-5. Overwhelmed by the profound encounter, Muhammad SAW returned to his wife Khadija, R.A., who provided comfort and reassurance. She was the first to believe in his message, marking the beginning of a new era of faith. The revelations continued over the next 23 years, providing guidance on all aspects of life and forming the Quran as we know it today. These divine messages transformed Muhammad SAW from a contemplative man into the messenger of Allah, entrusted with the responsibility to convey his words. Thus began the journey of Muhammad SAW as the messenger of Allah, altering the course of history forever. This marked the genesis of Islam, a faith that would go on to shape civilizations and influence billions around the globe.